Hello everyone, this is SQL Server interview questions tutorial, and today we will be discussing about this given scenario. As you can see on my screen, we have input table and expected output. Let me just quickly go back to Excel. Okay, this was my input table. As you can see, we have three columns, team 1, team 2 and result. So in this input table, we have nothing but the number of matches played between two specific countries, and the matches output has been given in this result column. And this is our expected output. We have been asked to display an output where we are getting all the teams, the relevant number of matches played, matches tied, matches won, and ultimately the number of matches lost. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, I've already created this math result table in my SQL Server instance. I will be giving the insert statements in the video description. I would request you to look at that while you're trying to attempt this question. And also, before moving forward, I would request humbly to everyone to please subscribe to this channel. I would be posting challenging SQL Server interview questions pretty soon, and also the relevant data engineering stuff. Thank you. Okay, coming back to the question now. So as I mentioned, we have three columns here, team 1, team 2 and result, and we have been asked to get matches played, matches won, matches tied, and the total number of matches lost. Let's try to first calculate the total number of matches played. As you can see, we have two columns here, team 1 and team 2, right? So in team 1, let's talk about India. India has played two matches with Australia and England, and again from team 2 we have two instances of India where India has played matches with South Africa and Australia. That means by checking both team 1 and team 2 columns, we can easily understand that the total number of matches played by India is 4. 2 from team 1 column and the another 2 from the team 2 column. Let's try to write a query for that. And please be very careful. See, I will be grouping by team 1 here because I want to get the total number of matches played from this column first. Let's give it an alias and let's get the count as matches played. Again, I will be now doing a union because I also want to seek the number of matches played from the team 2 column. Let's copy this and we change just team 1 to team 2. And because this query would be giving me the count of instances of the countries, and now because I want to get the total number of matches played, I need to get the sum as well. Let's, for your sake of simplicity, let me just execute this output first and see what we get. Okay, as you can see from team 1 column we have got two instances of India, and from the team 2 column again we have got two instances of India, and now we need to sum this up to get the total number of matches played. How we can do that? Let's try to execute this. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so here as we discussed, we have got the total number of matches played for India, like 4, and similarly for Australia, England and South Africa as well. Okay, let me go back to Excel now. So until now we have done the job for the calculation of total number of matches played. Let's see how we can calculate the matches tied. Okay, to get the matches tied, let me just execute the initial table output. Okay, the fourth row, as you can see here, the result column is showing us null. That means for this specific match we got a tied match. And now let's see how we can write a query for that. Let me write another CTE. Let's name it as tied matches. Again, now because let me go back to Excel. See, for tied matches for both Australia and England, we need to get 1 as the output because for both of these countries, we had a tied match, right? And ultimately in our output, we should be getting 1 as an instance in the tied matches column for both of these countries, right? Let's try to write a query. Okay, again, I will be following similar approach like we did while calculating the number of total matches, because again, I need to get from both team 1 and team 2 because Australia and England are present in 2 separate columns. Team 1, let's say, and from matches played, right? And I need to also write a where filter, where result is null. Let first me just simply execute this. Let's see what we get. Okay, I have done some syntactical issue. Let me see. Just 1 second. Okay, so from here, actually, I wrote this from condition invalid. So that was the reason it was giving us error. Okay, so as you can see, our work is done. For Australia, we have got the output as 1 here, just like we wanted. Okay, again, let's do a union all. And because I need to get the output as 1 for England as well, let me group it by TM2. Okay, and we are good to go. Okay, let me execute this part. Let's see what we get. Okay, as expected, we have got Australia England as 1. Okay, let's name it type matches and let's give it alias as team. Done. Okay, now our 2 of the columns from our output are done, and now I need to get the total number of matches 1. Okay, again let's head back to SQL Server. Let me again execute the input table. Okay, while calculating the matches 1, we just need to check this result column, right? Because this is the main column that is storing the output of the specific match. And because for null instance where the result was null, in that case we already knew that the game was a tie, and we have already created a CT for that. That means while calculating our result column where the match was not tied, we don't need to include this specific record. Let's see what we can do here. Let's take one more CT. Let's name it as matches 1 as, again selecting data from here, result, comma, part of star once again from mass result, and this time I will be grouping by this result column here. Because for example, let's once again talk about India. India had 2 matches here, and if I group by result column here and then take count star, I'll be getting India and 2 as the output, right? Okay. Group by the result column. Let's simply just execute this, see what we get. For India, we have got 2. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Let's give proper aliases. Let's give it as matches 1. Okay, so until now what we have done is we have created 3 different CTs. The first one was for the total number of matches played, second one was to calculate the tied matches, and the third one was for to calculate the total number of matches won. Okay, now let's write our final query to get the main desired output. Initially we took matches CT. Okay, let's do an inner join. Let me just first simply run this query. Let's see if everything is working here. Everything seems to work. And this is our first column. Now let's do an inner join with other CTs that we created to get the other columns like matches tied and matches won. We'll be calculating matches lost in the last. Okay, let's inner join this with matches 1 matches 1 CT on not T of team. Let's first execute this, see what we get here. Okay, we don't need this column, so let's remove star from the select statement. I got matches played, and I want matches 1. Okay, let's execute this one more time. Okay, we have got 2 of the columns. Now I want the tied matches column as well. Okay, now remember, in this question, the input table, we only had one instance where the match was tied. For countries like India, South Africa, we did not have any tied matches, right? So in this case, if I do an inner join here with the tied matches CTE, what that will essentially do is that will eliminate India's and South Africa's record from my final output. Let me show you what will happen. You see, because we used an inner join here, India's and South Africa's record just got eliminated because of this inner join here. It got filtered out. That means we have to go with the left join here, because for Australia and England, matches tied were 1. But for India and South Africa, we did not have any tied matches. And also, let me take this column here for tied matches as well in the select statement. Okay, let's try to see what happens now. Yeah, as you can see, as what we wanted, we have got null for India and South Africa and 1 and 1 each for Australia and England. Let's use as null condition here, and let's give 0 and execute this one more time. Okay, alias, I need to give alias here as well. Matches tied. Okay, now to calculate matches lost, what we need to do is we need to do a sum of matches 1 and tied matches and deduct that sum from total number of matches played. So for example, for Australia, our total number of matches lost would be 1 plus 1, the total number of matches 1 and matches tied, which is 2, and then 3 minus 2 would be 1, right? Because we cannot consider the matches tied in matches 1 category. That means we'll have to sum both of these things up and then subtract this sum from total number of matches played. Let's see. So we have already got the matches played column with us, and we need to use this SQL condition as well, so that this value will be calculated as 0 for India and South Africa, and do a sum of matches 1. Okay, I think I did not alias this column. Okay, as expected, we have got our output: Australia, England, India, South Africa, matches played, matches won, matches tied, and matches lost. Let's check it out from Excel once. Yep, it is good. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for similar SQL Server challenging interview questions. Thank you so much.